right. Welcome, everybody. Hey, Sincere. Welcome, everybody. I'm going to just redo my talk from earlier today. I was really trying to do the talk at my featured stream at 2 o'clock and record it so I could post it on my YouTube channel and then also post it in my Facebook group. But I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'm going to, there we go. I'm just going to turn off the comments so that way I don't become distracted about what I'm doing here. So for those of you that are new to my stream, welcome. This is the Meet Me app I'm on. If you want to find me, my name is UmaB1111. Right now, my name is Legs to the Roof Psychic because he took a milestone from me. It's a long story. Okay, it's a long story. But he took my milestone, so I have to change my name to his name for a week. But my name here on streams is UmaB, UMABEE 1111. And every Wednesday, I do a featured stream, which is the admin from Meet Me contacted me and asked me if I would like to have a show, which I definitely agreed to. So every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, I have a show where we do meditation and affirmations. I have a spiritual topic I talk about. I have a featured guest, and then we do free readings on that day. Any other day when people come in my room, they spend credits to get a reading with me, which tonight it's 500 credits I was doing if anybody wanted a reading. But I wanted to really go over my talk from earlier today because it was such a good talk. And I think that you guys would enjoy it. So sit back, relax, listen, and definitely put your comments in the comment section if you want to ask questions. Today, my topic is on energetic self-care. I picked it because we're at the beginning of the new year. And what do we do at the beginning of the new year? We get happy, right? Yes, Meta, but I don't have the comments recorded. Because, right, you know how that goes. So, when we start the new year, all of us are filled with that beautiful, wonderful manifesting energy. And yes, it's going to be in my Facebook group and on my YouTube channel. Absolutely. Thank you, love. So when we start the new year, okay, we're all filled with this wonderful need and desire to do better, be better. And one of the things that comes up the most when we make resolutions is self-care, right? Because we're all very aware that we don't spend enough time taking care of ourselves and just doing what we need to do to just be happy and peaceful and vibrant, right? Thank you, Lily. So I have 4 tips for you when it's time to address your energetic self-care. Now, self-care is easy enough to do, right? Love on yourself, read books, write poetry, go for a walk in the woods, go to dinner by yourself, have a bubble bath. We already know a lot about self-care because there's so many articles out there talking about self-care. But what about energetic self-care? How do we protect our energy so that we can have our energy, right? So what you do is you practice these 4 things that I'm going to talk to you about. Yes, Lily, after I'm done my talk, I'm recording right now, but if you're still here after I'm done my recording, you could drop a 500 gift and totally get a reading. Absolutely. So what do is we allow people into our energy without invitation because they just kind of trample on in there. And then we get exhausted. Put a 1 in the comments. How many times a day do you say, I'm exhausted, I'm tired, right? It could be just taking your power back a little bit from other people. And I have 4 tips to give you so that way you can kind of figure out, am I spending my energy where I need to be spending it, or am I really just running myself into the ground? So here's one way that we give away our power to people. Every time we absorb projections, you know what that means. If someone says, oh, you're not good enough, or you can't do this, or you can't do that, or that's not for you, and we believe them, right? Every time we believe people when they say negative things about us, guess what we're doing? We are giving away our personal power. When you give away your personal power, you become drained, no energy, exhausted. Life is a struggle. Does that make sense? Has anybody ever felt that or gone through that? Right? Hey, Shan. We're talking about energetic self-care. So if people are projecting onto you how they feel about you, the first thing you have to remember is that whatever they feel about you has nothing to do with you. It has to do with how they feel about themselves or how they feel about life. Right? I had to learn that very, very early on, because when I first started as a reader 13 years ago, you're fake. You think you're Miss Cleo. You're this, you're that, right? What does that mean? It means that that's how people view the work that I do. But again, it has nothing to do with me or who I am or what I'm doing. So I used to allow those things to affect me. Now I don't anymore. Do you know what I mean? Now I don't anymore, because I allow people to say what they want to say and I just shrug it off, because I'm already in the mindset of I'm not even going to let your words touch me, because I don't need to drain my energy further with your shenanigans. So that's the first step in practicing. That's the first step in practicing energetic self-care, is when people are projecting onto you, you make sure that you are keeping a distance. You know, you don't have to fight them. You don't have to yell at them. You don't have to be rude about it. You just be like, oh, okay. I have had so many people tell me stuff about myself and I'd be like, oh, okay. At the end of the day, though, nobody's going to know me better than I know myself. All right. So let them talk, ignore it. All right. Here's another step. If you are a person who struggles with lower energies, whether you feel shame or guilt, right? Sadness, inferiority, low self-esteem, if you feel any of those things, that is also a way of letting down your energy and taxing your energy. So to practice energetic self-care, you have to flip those emotions. And I actually do that as a life coach. Sometimes people will book me for a 15-minute call, and I would start with, we have an emotional scale, you know, and then I look at where they're at, and they'll probably be at the bottom, like number 23, 22. And then I work with them to raise their vibration to like at least a 3 or a 4, you know, and they feel visibly better. Now, when you feel better, when you change your vibration that easily, what you do is you restore your vibrancy and your frequency. And then when you do that, life tends to flow smoother. You ever notice that when you're just like happy and things are just flowing well around you? That's because of you. You're the vibration that everything rests on. So if you're not happy or you're sad or you're hungry or worried or whatever else, do you notice like when one thing goes bad, then everything else goes bad too? That's why. Because one thing goes bad in your life and now everything else has to topple because you're not in the right vibration. So if you're practicing energetic self-care, allow yourself to remove those lower feelings, shame, guilt, depression, sadness, fear, whatever, and allow yourself to raise higher. If you can't do it on your own, you can totally contact me or another coach and have us help you raise your vibration. All right, here's another tip. You will never get it all done. A good form of practicing energetic self-care is enjoying the journey more than trying to reach a destination. We do that a lot. We are perfectionists at heart. I have to clean the kitchen before I go to bed. I have to mop the floors. I have to finish the homework. I have to do everything before I take care of me. We need to flip that script. When you practice energetic self-care, you start by saying, I have to take care of me first. And then after taking care of me, I can do everything else. I start every single day with meditation. I don't leave my bedroom. I don't leave my bedroom until I've meditated. And after I've meditated, then the whole world can come at me and we can handle what we need to handle. All right? But in the meantime, we don't need to indulge in all of that. We can just sit back, relax, and just trust that by me taking care of myself energetically, everything else will flow as it's supposed to flow. And my last point in providing energetic self-care for yourself is to stop oversharing or over-explaining. Ooh, such a big tell. The basics behind why we do that. When we overshare, when we over-explain, what we're doing is we are seeking someone else's approval. Now, a big form of practicing energetic self-care is not caring what other people think and not giving other people authority in your life. You got to start backing away from trusting other people outside of trusting yourself. You got to step away from needing to know everything through someone else's eyes. Like when I coach or mentor my students, I'm always on them that they got to be the ones to find the answer. I'm going to help them set up their life, right? Choose the right mental mindsets, choose the right emotional output, things like that. I'm going to help them with those things. But ideally, the answers have to come from you, right? And that is the sign of a great reader, is we give you readings, but we give you options, because at the end of the day, it has to be you putting your energy on that. So those are my tips: how to free up your energy, how to practice energetic self-care. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to stop recording now from my other channels. And for those of you in the room, if you want a reading, it's a 500 gift tonight, and I'm happy to read your cards for you. All right, let me go ahead and hit